And I'd like to ask our State Department representative, there have been some discussions that they've told me about here today, and I've read your testimony, and a lot of what we focused on is exporting U.S. source LNG to the Ukraine. U.S. LNG exports are an important foreign policy tool for assisting our allies, especially when dealing with Russia, and it would certainly benefit our economy at home. But I'd like to talk to you a minute about the benefits of potentially assisting the Ukraine, not with U.S. LNG, but with world source LNG. The State Department has repeatedly asserted that LNG exports are not a viable option for helping the Ukraine in the near term because U.S. LNG exports are such a long way away. I'm going to have a conversation with Mr. Smith about that when I'm finished talking to you. But I do want to know, while this is unfortunately true, it's my understanding that Ukraine has been in discussions with at least one U.S. company about constructing an LNG terminal in the Ukraine and bringing world source LNG in until the U.S. supplies are available. It's my understanding that this could be done in as little as 6 to 8 months. Notice they can get a plant built in 6 to 8 months. I do point that out. However, Turkey is causing some potential problems by denying access to the Bosporus Straits for the passage of LNG tankers. What is the State Department's view of this? Are you aware of the world source LNG could be a viable solution in the Ukraine? And what are your thoughts on this?
Yes, sir, Congressman. Thank you for that question, and you're right. When we talk about LNG as a solution, I don't think it's a comprehensive solution for all problems, and the U.S. is not. But we are not the only supplier. There are others, and in fact, some of the European countries that are building LNG terminals are in contact with other suppliers for more immediate gas. As far as Ukraine, we've had this conversation for quite a while about the interest in Ukraine to build an LNG facility on the, and it's not really to build a terminal, I'll just say, and that's why it takes shorter. It's to bring in a floating LNG facility, a boat that would come online. So it's a little bit different. The concern and what's blocking it, as you said, in the Black Sea, is exactly what you said. Turkey does not allow LNG tankers to cross through the Bosphorus. They maintain that that is a national security issue. This has been a long-standing position that came up in several years ago.
Are you guys working with them on it?
I'm sorry?
You guys working to educate them on the fact these things probably aren't going to blow up the way they think they are?
We have very frank, open, and honest conversations with our friends in Turkey about LNG trade and in general about what it means to have open access trade in through the Bosphorus.
All right,
but their positions are theirs to have, and they have concerns.
Certainly, we don't control Turkey, but we also Turkey has been a good friend and ally to this country, and hopefully we can bring them along. Mr. Smith, in a previous hearing, we've heard from the Department of Energy on the process for getting LNG export facilities permitted. One of the things that I've heard that the DOE considers is, all right, well, we don't want to get too many of these because we want them all to be profitable. It seems to me, is that the government's appropriate role for the government to decide how many to have so they're going to be profitable, or is that something that should be left up to the market? If the market has a demand for, let's say, 20 LNG export terminals and 25 are built, well, that's not the government's money that's going to be lost. That's those investors' money that's going to be lost for making a bad investment. Can you talk a little bit about that, how big of a consideration that is in the process?
Well, thank you very much for that question, Congressman. That indeed is not a point of disagreement. The Department does not take into consideration whether or not a company is going to be profitable or not. It's not our job to protect companies from themselves. So.
All right. So, and why is it taking so long to get these permits out?
Well, I think it was instructive to hear the dialogue between the ranking member and the chairman in terms of some of the issues that we're dealing with. I mean, there are very strong views on both sides of the equation about the need to balance the increased production and balance of trade and job creation in the places where the terminals are being built, with the impact on consumers and prices and impact on manufacturing sector, environmental factors. So those are balances
I'll
we have to make.
concede some environmental factors too, but it seems like when the government starts regulating, based on marketplace factors and such, I think we're getting out of line. But we could have a debate about that between the sides on this dais and probably the administration. But I'm out of time on this. The potential is so much there, and the delays are just frustrating to me. But I'm out of time, so I'll quit preaching.